Ladies and gentlemen, today we have a massive video to get into. And in this video we're only going over two topics. We have some PlayStation news and some amazing Switch 2 news, so let's go and get right into this video. For a while, things were going really good. It was like every single day we were getting Switch 2 news, leaks, and rumors, and then it went to every week. But for a while, we were getting so much Switch 2 news until we weren't anymore. But now we're back on track. So before we get started, if you could hit a like and subscribe, that would truly mean the world to me. And let's go ahead and get right into the video. So we're going to start with some PlayStation news. Now, is that some PlayStation 4 news? Yeah, probably not likely, right? But, you know, we're in a different era now, so is this going to be about some PlayStation 5 news? No. Okay. Well, what about some PlayStation 5 Pro news? Right, that makes a little bit more sense. Well, guess what, buckaroo? It's not even that. Now you may be questioning, what the hell is going on here? Something is not right. If it's not PS4, PS5, or PS5 Pro news, what could it possibly be? Surely, Mr. Robot Joe, it cannot be for the PlayStation 6. How the hell would that even be possible? I mean, it feels like we just got into the PlayStation 5 generation. PlayStation 6, that seems like something that is light years away. And, you know, me, that's exactly how I feel too. Like, I have a PS5, I don't play it as much as I would like to, but it still feels like a brand new generation that we've barely scratched the surface on. Well, apparently, we're living in the past, folks, because PS6 news is starting now. Rumor, more details on new PlayStation handheld and PlayStation 6 leak online. That is freaking crazy. Another PS6 rumor has now joined the fray, this time from Chinese hardware insider Do I even try to read this? Zhang Zongo. Why am I reading it in an accent, bro? Come on, I gotta do better here. Over on Chipple Forum, the insider provided some supposed light into AMD's future GPU architectures, claiming the manufacturer will switch to the... God. Oh my god, I can't get over that stupid ass name. Claiming the manufacturer will switch to the UDNA moniker after RDNA 4. The PS6 GPU will apparently use AMD's UDNA architecture, but the CPU architecture is currently undecided, with Sony going back and forth between Zen 4 and Zen 5. I think there was a leak or rumor yesterday saying that they were deciding between Zen 5 and Zen 6, but that was wrong. It's Zen 4 and Zen 5. Considering the PS6 won't launch before 2027, 2028 though, these architectures run the risk of being outdated, as AMD will likely have released Zen 6 CPUs by then. So allegedly, UDNA GPUs are tentatively slated to enter mass production in 2026. So the PS6 could not even launch until 2027, 2028. As strange as it sounds, I feel like Sony wants to get these consoles out as soon as possible. Like, Nintendo is waiting, and we'll get into that later in this video. We have some pretty exciting news, but I feel like Sony doesn't care. It's like, hey, we're done with the console, get it out. So I could see us getting the PS6 sometime in 2027. The PlayStation handheld will allegedly use AMD hardware as well, but the insider provided no further information about this. AMD is currently preparing to release its Z2 Extreme chipset sometimes in early 2025, which could offer a glimpse into the type of performance players could expect from the new PlayStation handheld. So not that much information about that, but PS6 information coming out already. That is so freaking crazy to me. The PS5 Pro just came out. It is a console I feel like is 100% not needed. Not that it doesn't serve a purpose, but name 20 PS5 games, right? That were not on the PS4. It's going to be a pretty hard task. If I were to tell you to name 20 Switch games, you could do that immediately. So the PS5 generation just doesn't seem like it's that well into the generation yet. So I don't feel like we need the PS5 Pro. Now that I see that the PS5 Pro is out there and they're talking about the PS6, I feel like Sony doesn't even care about this generation for some reason. But that's just how I feel, right? Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into some Switch 2 news. And this Switch 2 news is very freaking exciting. It's arguably some of the most exciting news we've got so far. And the way we got it is so damn strange. Nintendo really does go after leakers and industry insiders and just anybody who's giving out information that they shouldn't. Nintendo pretty much goes after them like in a hard way too. So, whoa, in a hard way, what is Nintendo doing over there? I don't mean like YouTubers either, like us, who are just reporting on what we find, but people who are actually like getting information, putting it out there. Nintendo is not a fan of that. So look at this right here. Alleged information on Switch 2's initial shipment size. The message is this. This is crazy. And somebody on Fama boards deciphered it or decoded it. I don't know what the right word is. The initial stock quantity has been finalized, and the factory will plan production accordingly. I can't disclose the exact number, but for the US market alone, this is just the US. And remember, Nintendo said they want to have a worldwide simultaneous launch for this next console. So keep in mind, this is only for American markets. It's roughly 2.5 times the volume from March 2017. Some facts about this hypothetical launch shipment from people worried about finding a Switch 2 at launch. Switch's initial shipment worldwide was 2.74 million consoles. That is crazy that that's all they had. I didn't get a Switch until like a year later because I couldn't afford it. And I don't know that it was like a high demand product because people were coming from the Wii U era and didn't think the Switch was going to be all that it was or turned out to be. I think people initially bought it just to play Breath of the Wild, but if you had a Wii U, you could just play that on there. But then again, I think I was talking to somebody at a game store and they told me that it was hard to get a Switch. So 2.74 million consoles between March 3rd and March 31st. Roughly 2.5 the volume worldwide would translate to initial shipment in the range of 6.5 to 7 million consoles for its launch period, which is 4 weeks. So a launch period is 4 weeks. And did I read this right? Yeah, this will be the US market alone is going to be 7 million consoles. That is crazy. And they want to have a worldwide launch. So let's say 7 million for America. I'm going to assume 2 million for Japan. Maybe another 2 million for Europe. And then I don't know what the big markets are for Nintendo consoles. Let's just say 15 million consoles worldwide. Day one is what they would need if they wanted to do a worldwide launch and everybody could get a console. The biggest console launch of all time was PS5. Wow, I didn't know that. Sony never shared a precise figure, but we know it was slightly more than PS4's previous record of 2 million consoles shipped in 2 weeks. So slightly more, maybe 2.5, maybe 3 million consoles. And that was a shit show, ladies and gentlemen. You guys know the PS5. That was such a crazy launch getting that. Like, you have to remember there was chip shortages, which I don't think I buy. But then we had the pandemic as well, and scalpers were going crazy. It was pretty bad. So if this is true, it should be a massive launch. And then somebody in the comments said something very, very awesome. If they're expecting that many early sales, it must have some great launch titles, like ARMS 2. But even though they're making a joke, that makes perfect sense. If you're expecting to sell millions and millions and millions of consoles in that first launch window, you have to give people a reason to buy this console. Now that we know the console is backwards compatible, if there's not a bunch of games at launch, it's like, well, I can get the Switch 2 and I can just play my Switch games on it. Well, why don't I just play my Switch games on my Switch? But if there's initiative there to buy this console, I'm just going to pull some stuff out of the air. Metroid Prime 4, 3D Mario, maybe a new Pokemon, maybe a new IP, possibly something Zelda related, maybe Luigi's Mansion, maybe Kirby, there's so much they could do. Maybe they go back and revisit some stuff like Kid Icarus, Star Fox. I'm sure I'm missing some stuff, but maybe a new Animal Crossing. Remember, in yesterday's video, we found a strange Animal Crossing patent. So maybe a new Animal Crossing. Having a very strong launch lineup of games will directly dictate how strong your launch is in consoles. And now I'm wondering, since I didn't get a Nintendo Switch at launch, in the comments below, please, if you know this. When the Switch first launched, were both consoles available day one? And what I mean is like the red and blue Joy-Con Switch, and then the gray Joy-Con Switch. And maybe there was another one? I feel like there was 3, but I know 2 for sure. Were both of those consoles or all of those consoles available day one? Or did some of them like come out maybe in the first month? When the Switch 2 comes out, are we going to have multiple variants? Are we going to have, the reports are saying white Joy-Cons, are we going to have that Switch 2? Or are we going to have multiple Switch 2s with multiple different kinds of Joy-Cons? Also, something else that I think is actually highly likely this next generation, even though Nintendo came out and said they're going to hold out on physical games for as long as possible, one of the first big Switch 2 leaks we ever got, I think were placeholders in game stores, and it was like having 2, what is that called? Like the barcodes on stuff you buy? 2 SKU numbers. there's allegedly 2 SKU numbers for this next console. We could get the standard console, and then we could also get a smaller digital console. And I think, as much as I'm kind of against all digital, I think that would kind of be smart for Nintendo, as much as they push the eShop now. So yeah, I'm very curious how this will all play out, but this is very, very exciting news. This is kind of like the cherry on top for all these other leaks we've been getting. But ladies and gentlemen, what do you think about this information? Because we know over here on this channel, your opinion matters most. So if you made it to this part of the video, I gotta say, I appreciate your support. You could be anywhere else in the world right now, but you're watching this video. So why don't you just join the community? Hit a like and subscribe on the way out. And follow your boy on Instagram because we're growing over there. But you guys know me, I'll see you very soon with a new video. Peace out. Well, you can't even see it. Peace out.